I don't think anybody was expecting that much craziness to be going on today for the NFL trade deadline. But there were trades going on left and right leading up to that deadline. Luckily, the Dolphins were able to make some trades to help out the team. And it's pretty obvious that they like the team. They're going all in next year. Not only that, but they know that they have their quarterback for 2023. They made a trade for Bradley Chubb, which I'm a huge fan of. Dolphins get Chubb and a 2025 fifth-round pick from the Broncos, and Denver gets back a 2023 first-round pick from the 49ers, 2024 fourth-round pick, and Chase Edmonds. Throughout the whole entire season, I was just hoping that the Niners would lose every single game. But if we're being honest with ourselves, even with Garoppolo coming back, I feel bad for saying it, but it gives them more of a chance to compete. And I think with the roster now, even with McCaffrey, it was not looking like they would be a non-playoff team. So that pick was most likely going to be in like the late 20s. So it wasn't a very valuable first-round pick. Chase Edmonds, we know he was struggling very early in the year. Now he's gone. But I think if the Dolphins were going to make any type of somewhat big trade today, it was going to be either for pass rush or secondary player. And obviously with this trade, they chose pass rush. Getting Bradley Chubb here shows that they may trust the secondary. Maybe they trust Byron Jones to be coming back potentially soon. I really hope so. But I was really hoping for kind of maybe a small trade for a cornerback. I saw that William Jackson was probably going to be getting released, and then he got traded to the Steelers. So I was pretty annoyed about that. But I think either way, you don't have to worry about that secondary as much if you can get to the quarterback better. Miami's pass rush has been really, really bad this year, but you add a Pro Bowl linebacker like Bradley Chubb, who has some experience with getting to the quarterback. Only 26 years old this season, though. 5.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 8 QB hits, 5.5 sacks is more than 1/3 of what the Dolphins have total as a team this season. It's been awful. Only 15 sacks on the year. So getting a guy like him to put alongside Jalen Phillips, who's only 23 years old, that is going to be a pass rush duo for the future. I'm hoping that them, along with Emmanuel Ogbah, Andrew Van Ginkel, Melvin Ingram, they can actually get a pass rush kind of going. Also, the Dolphins and Chubb are expected to work out a long-term deal, which I'm glad to see. The Emmanuel Ogbah deal has not been looking great. I forgot how much money we gave him. Maybe it was like a 4-year 60. Maybe it was a 5-year 60. Something like that. But he's been awful this year. I think only 1 sack on the season so far, which is just pretty annoying. But I hope that maybe with this trade, it can kind of get everybody and get back into rhythm with this defense. I'm also really hoping that Josh Boyer doesn't get too crazy and, brings Bradley Chubb back into coverage on some plays, which is what he's been having Jalen Phillips do sometimes, which is kind of annoying. But I think that he will be figuring it out. Also, the second trade on the day, just really quickly, it was a small one. Dolphins get Jeff Wilson Jr., and San Francisco gets a 2023 fifth-round pick. I honestly, right after this Bradley Chubb deal came down, I was like, obviously I was really hyped up that we just got Bradley Chubb, but the fact that we traded away Chase Edmonds makes me think, a Kareem Hunt trade potentially soon. But with this trade, I was like, all right, like whatever. We gave up a 5th-round pick, and apparently the Browns only wanted a 4th-round pick for Kareem Hunt. I'm guessing that that's just because you didn't want to pay him after the season, which is fine. The Dolphins are bringing in a ton of guys from San Francisco. Now another guy with Jeff Wilson. We know McDaniel likes this guys, and now we have a full 49ers backfield with Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. Even just watching a couple of plays that he's had this season, I'm glad that we have him now on the team. I think he can catch the football, which is the fact that he can catch a football is already saying that he's better than Chase Edmonds, but he can catch it really well. So I think that he's going to be an upgrade over Chase Edmonds. But yeah, I'm really glad about these two deals. Another thing I wanted to mention with the I'll talk about Jeff Wilson for a quick second. I think he was bound to get traded, especially after the 49ers brought in Christian McCaffrey. You have Elijah Mitchell behind him. And with Jeff Wilson, he's a second string, maybe even first string for some awful rushing teams potential. And now with the Dolphins trading away Chase Edmonds, you can get a guy like Jeff Wilson to be alongside Raheem Mostert. And obviously, the number one team you're going to want to trade him for is his former offensive coordinator. So there was really no opportunity for him in San Francisco. I'm glad that we made that trade. And through the season, he's had some pretty nice games when he has the opportunity. I think week 5 versus the Panthers, I want to say, he had like over 120 yards rushing and a touchdown. And that was the game that Elijah Mitchell was out for. So, he can have a chance, maybe take some pressure off of Raheem Mostert to be the only running back in this Dolphins team. But with Bradley Chubb, great addition for the team. I think that this pass rush should be completely turned around with this addition. But the only thing that I'm a bit worried about is the injury concerns. That was also the one thing I was worried about with Raheem Mostert. He's been fine this season, but his game track throughout the years, I have it right here. He played every game his rookie season. In 2019, he only played 4 games. In 2020, he played 14 games. Last season, in 2021, he played 7 games. So far this season, he's played 8 games. He's played every game so far, which I'm glad to see. Now, this is only like maybe 2 seasons that he's really had some pretty big injuries, but like I said, so far this season, he's played every game, so I'm optimistic that he can actually stay healthy for this team. We're definitely going to need him come playoff time. The Dolphins are looking like they're going all in, which I'm glad to see. I'm a bit scared about the corners. I will not lie about that. Now, this whole situation, not with these trades or anything, but just the fact that he wasn't traded makes the whole entire Eric Rowe situation really, really strange. Just the fact that he wasn't, he was a healthy scratch for the Lions game just doesn't make much sense to me. I think he's a guy that's going to unfortunately have to get cut because we need to pay Bradley Chubb a ton of money. Now he's going to get a contract extension. So I think that this may be his last season with us. But the secondary scares me a bit. You're going to have Xavier Howard out there, Keon Crossan, Kader Kohu, Noah Igbenogany. I want to make a signing. Obviously, no more trades can be done. So I'm trusting Greer, though. Round of applause for Chris Greer and what he did today. He's now turned Laramie Tunsil and Kenny Stills into Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Bradley Chubb. So kudos to him. He's really turned this team around. Now all we can do is just, hope this offense can still do their thing, which I'm sure will happen. Have Chicago this week. They just traded away Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn. That really shouldn't be a problem. And then after that, you have the Texans and then the Browns, or Browns then Texans, and then you have that really tough stretch. So we'll see what happens with this team. Next couple weeks should be pretty easy. Okay, anyways, if I had to grade the Dolphins on how they did this deadline, I'd probably go A-. Like I said multiple times, I'm a huge fan of that Bradley Chubb trade. Jeff Wilson, I guess, is a good addition for that 5th round pick, but I think you may even want to just take the chance on giving up a 4 for Kareem Hunt, even if he's going to be a free agent and probably leave after the season. Yeah, Jeff Wilson's going to be good, but, coming wintertime, playing in a place like Buffalo or Kansas City for the playoffs, you're going to have a strong running game. Yeah, Raheem Mostert's going to be good, but is Jeff Wilson a great enough, second option? We'll see, though. I think McDaniel knows what he's doing in this offense. I think should be rolling. I think the defense should be back to where it was last season, being one of the best in the league now that you've basically a game changer in Bradley Chubb. Credits to Chris Greer, like I said. Credits to the Dolphins with what they were able to do with their assets. But yeah, this team has the talent, and I think that they can make it possible. But either way, that'll wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Peace.